This is the quick version. My mom's from Corpus Christi, Texas. She's not around anymore. She had an animal obsession from super early on. So she'd get a dog and she'd hide it in the garage, that kind of thing. So she had like an animal thing. Like she didn't deal with people so well. Are you an animal person? Hugely.
Right.
Hugely. But we don't have any animals right now, which is a problem for us because we travel so much.
Oh, of course.
So we've been talking about, like, my kids want an animal and my wife's like, should we this? But we're traveling. Do we bring it with us? Do we get a big dog? Do we get a small dog? Whatever. But I grew up with many, many, many wolves. We were in Paso Robles, California, Central Coast. We had 230 acres, so 65 horses, a lot of wolves, a lot of mountain lions. Once in a while, a bear would be there. Once in a while, a lion would be there. And my mom was one of these like Grizzly Adam types that would like walk in the cage of any animal, any disposition.
Yeah.
And they would cower. They would.
No way. Like you just had a gift.
Whether it's a gift or whether it's insanity and they picked up on it, it was either
a gift.
Way. It is a gift.
Yeah.
There's a thing that, I mean, look, man, I love my mother so much in the book that I'm writing, because I know you in the book that I'm writing, which was unintentional because it's like kind of like an unconventional memoir, and it's turned out to be unconventional because it's really mother heavy. And I'm like, wow, man, there's like the stories about my dad. It's kind of one here, one there, and then there's 60 about my mother, or 70 about my mother. Big personality.
Yeah.
Very difficult to get along with. It was a love-hate thing with everybody, and I have everybody's story, but there was this thing with animals where she just connected, man.
Yeah.
It was the Grizzly Adams kind of thing. She just connected with those animals, and that was always the case until the end. So yeah, it was cool. She was cool. Tough to grow up with, but cool.
So did you have tigers in your backyard?
Oh yeah, man. No. You don't even know. Like,
I want to.
I would wake up to bobcats biting my cheek, and there would be blood, and
I'm sorry, but that's so cool.
Whatever.
It is cool, dude. I've always wanted to be attacked by a shark. You talked in the wrong time.
What? Attacked by what?
A shark.
A shark.
That's like the coolest tag.
You're the only one going.
You think being near dingoes was cool? He's getting bit by bobcats.
So sick.
No, I would grow up like that, and then we'd go in. My brother had it too, but my brother dealt with it differently. My brother, I think, was more sensitive to it, whereas I kind of went to war, and I would go in to my mother's room, and I'd be like, look, and she'd go, yeah, that's a love bite.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, that's a problem, like there's blood.
Yeah.
And she'd go, yeah, that's a love bite.
Yep.
So that was just part of the deal. And when we were 7 or 8, my brother got 60 stitches in his leg because we had to feed the wolves, we had to clean the wolves' cages and all that kind of stuff. So
what was her reaction to 60 stitches? Is she
not a big
when you're
reaction.
Bleeding? Is it not a panic?
Not a big reaction.
How does that affect?
My dad's reaction was major.
Oh, he was freaking out.
Yeah, he was. And look, to be fair, as an emotional reaction, he was like, I'm going to shoot the wolf.
Oh, yeah.
And my mom said, if you shoot the wolf, I'm going to shoot you.
Right.
So the wolf didn't get shot.
I like her.
I'm sure.
I know. One time,
there's a lot of similarities here that I picked up on right when I walked in the room, and they're not necessarily healthy.
No. No, I'm sorry for both of us.
Which side were you on with the shooting?
What?
Which side were you on with the shooting?
I was 10. My brother was 6, and there was a guy working on the ranch that had just gotten out of prison, right? So he was an ex-con, and I remember he had big thyroidal eyes. But he would kind of keep him a half-mast because he knew it kind of freaked people out. But then when he saw the wolf, and I remember seeing, because we were putting in plants outside of this garden, and the wolf had gotten out into the garden, and my brother was walking along the garden fence, and the wolf came up and grabbed his leg and pulled him down. And I remember those eyes going, you know what I mean? Massive, big balls, and he was like, and he's the one who went in there and kicked the wolf away and grabbed my brother. My brother wouldn't have made it, for sure. Had we not been there. So to answer your question, I think I was just more in shock than anything. You see a bunch of holes in
kind of fair.
brother's leg.